Hello besties, today we are going to be doing a tarot card collection video. I am going to be showing you all of the tarot cards that I currently have. There will be a part 2 to this video where I show my oracle card collection, and that should be posted pretty soon after this. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video, and I will start with my first deck. So this is my first ever tarot deck that I got in 2018. It is the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. I feel like that is a lot of people's first deck. This is what I learned with, this is what I did so many readings with, and I honestly don't think I will ever get rid of it. It just holds a very, very special place in my heart. Moving on, this is the Witches Tarot by Ellen Dugan. This is my purse tarot deck. It's small, it comes in this box. I literally have had to like tape it because it's just, I've also had this for a really long time. I've had this since probably 2019, so I've definitely had this one for quite a while. This is the one that I take with me basically everywhere. I really like the backs of these cards. They're very small. Like, I have really small hands and this is very easy to shuffle with and handle and everything. I've also gotten some really good readings from this deck as well. This is definitely a deck where the people look more realistic, more human-like. This deck is also very easy to read with. We have another small deck. This is the Morgan Greer Tarot. This is the only tarot deck that I have that is in like a tin. I think the backs of these cards are really cool. Again, also really small, very easy to shuffle, very easy to handle. The art in these cards is a bit more cartoony, not like hyper realistic or anything like that. And I like how the cards are borderless, so there's not like a border around the cards, it's just the image. And I really like cards like that because it's a lot easier to be in the card, be in the story, and be in the picture. I feel like borders can sometimes take away from the focus of the cards. I really like the line work, like super thick line work. And yeah, this is just another really pretty deck. Also very easy to read and work with. Next up is the Gentle Tarot. Now, I got this deck probably at least a year ago, if not more, but I only very recently have been starting to practice with it and use it for myself so I can get acquainted with the cards. I like the backs of the cards, the shells. And this is a linen deck, so it's like a linen feel. It's very soft, very buttery, but it can be a bit slippery at times. There are definitely a lot of animals in this deck, which I really enjoy. I wouldn't say that this is the best tarot card deck for a beginner, but it's definitely not super complicated. This is who the Gentle Tarot is by. Moving on, we have the Spacious Tarot. I like the box that this deck comes in, how it opens. This is not a deck that I am very well acquainted with, but I really, really want to get acquainted with it. It just gives me like springtime vibes. And there are no people in these cards. This is purely like an animal, nature type of tarot deck. The cards are very matte. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about the Spacious Tarot just because I haven't used it a whole lot, maybe like a handful of times, but it's pretty, I'll say that. I like that it's mainly just nature and animals because sometimes you don't want people in your cards. Moving on, we have the Sisora Bito Tarot by, I believe it's Stasia Burrington, I'm not really sure. I went through a phase with these cards where I use them for like basically every reading. It does have gold gilding. I really enjoyed my time with these cards. Maybe I will get back into using them. With my experience with these cards, I found that this is a deck that kind of brings up more like things that need to be taken care of, like issues, problems. Like this is a deck that is very like honest and direct, which I really appreciate. This card is gorgeous. Like this card is just so sweet and I love it so much. That's just what I have found this deck the best for, is bringing up things that are beneath the surface, bringing up issues that are beneath the surface and offering solutions. Moving along, we have the Spirit Song Tarot by Paulina Faye. This deck just has overall really good vibes. It is all animals. Every single card has an animal, which I love. I love like the watercolor, kind of like muted colors, pastels, like soft energy, soft colors. I also enjoy how for every card there's some keywords at the bottom. I feel like these cards are for guidance. I like using these for guidance. It kind of gives me like storybook vibes. Like these are pictures that would be in a storybook that you could have as a child. These cards could definitely be used for childhood healing and healing your inner child. And these are the backs. Okay, now we have the Midnight City Tarot. I'm not sure who this is by 100%, but I will put it on the screen. So these cards are meant to be about New York City. These are the backs, which I really enjoy. This is also a linen deck. So again, super soft, super like bendable cards, but also quite a bit slippery. Definitely a lot of pink, purple, yellow, and blue in these cards. And I like how it's just a figure. It's not a woman, it's not a man, it's just a person, it's just a human being. So yeah, this is just all about this being's journey through New York City. So we have obviously the subways, we have apartments, we have the buildings, the streets. I've used this a few times, but it was honestly like at the bottom of my tarot drawer, so I just haven't been inclined to use it, but I definitely want to start using it more. It's very pretty. I really like it. Alrighty, now we have the Pastel Journey Tarot by Vanessa Samina. She is a tarot reader here on YouTube that I really enjoy watching. I honestly enjoy this tarot deck so much. I use it a lot. It's just very different and unique. These are the backs of the cards. It has this holographic moon. We have some clouds, some stars. Oh, also some holographic sighting. And these are the cards. I think this deck is just so cute. It reminds me of like Bratz dolls. I don't really have like a specific preference when it comes to card aesthetics, if it's more nature themed, if it's dark academia, if it's more pastel. I like to think that I can appreciate cards of all different styles and aesthetics, and this is definitely telling of that. I really like using this. It's very easy to learn with, very easy to understand what's going on in the images. And all of the cards have holographic stars on them, so I thought that was a cute touch. And yeah. Next up I have the Fairy Tarot cards and Angel Tarot cards by Radleigh Valentine. Now these cards were originally done by Doreen Virtue, but if you're in the tarot community, I don't really know, you know what's up with that. So these are the backs of the Angel Tarot cards, and these are the backs of the Fairy Tarot cards. I tend to gravitate more towards the Fairy Tarot cards just because I like fairies a lot. So we're just going to quickly go through these. These cards are huge. They're honestly kind of hard for me to handle, but I manage. Again, we have the suits. I think the suits are seasons instead of like wands, swords, and that type of thing. These are nice. They have very descriptive meanings and explanations of the cards at the bottoms, so I would recommend these to a beginner. I really don't mind the computer generated images. I know some people have issues with that, which is totally valid, but it doesn't really bother me. So this is the Angel Tarot cards, and how the Fairy Tarot cards, the suits were the seasons. For the Angel Tarot cards, the suits are elements, so fire, water, etc. You can tell that these are basically brand new. I've used them maybe a handful of times. I've definitely used the Fairy Tarot cards more, but maybe I'll start using the Angel Tarot cards now. Okay, we are down to our last two tarot decks. This is the Wildwood Tarot. This is definitely the largest box that I have. This guidebook is huge. The Wildwood Tarot is by Mark Ryan and John Matthews, and the card illustrations are by Will Worthington. So these are the backs. They're definitely matte. I like the imagery on these cards. So this deck does take some learning and getting used to, and I honestly don't use it a lot. Also, the suits are different, so stones and bows instead of wands, swords, etc. I don't really have a whole lot to say just because I don't really use it, but yeah. And our last tarot deck is the Mystical Cats Tarot. Also comes with pretty thick guidebook. I love these cards. I love cats. I grew up with having cats my whole life. And I've always felt that cats were in their own little world and on their own little wavelength. This deck is by Linnea Weatherstone with art by Mickey Mueller. These are the backs. I love the plants. I just think these cards are so cute, and I'm so sad that I don't use these often. But again, the bigger boxes are on the bottom of my drawer, so I just don't reach for them, but maybe I need to rearrange my drawer so these are more easily accessible. Again, borderless, love that. These are very glossy. I feel like you can't go wrong with having a cat tarot deck. You really can't. Like, this is adorable. I like to think that these cards take place on a planet that is only cats, and there's different kingdoms of cats where they can just be them and do what they want and not have to worry about humans. This is adorable. This Lovers card, oh my goodness, so cute. Alrighty, that completes my tarot card collection. Look out for the oracle card collection video because it will be posted probably sometime next week. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. I decided to make this video because I love watching people's collection videos. I think it's just so fun to see what they have gathered over the years in terms of their collection. I definitely have more oracle cards than I do tarot cards, so the next video will definitely be a lot longer. But yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a great day.